And the revision book, what is that? What does that basically say in it? Because I saw the one you just showed me is more detailed. It's got graphs. It's telling me what this book is truly about. But that one, for it to be just 3 pages, what is it about? I mean, the introduction can't mean too much if it's only 3 pages. But you just showed me 22 pages.
It really says a lot about nothing. If you want to look at it afterwards, I will let you read so that you
Well, I've read a few of the revised books. I'm going to ask a question because I know you have too.
Yes.
Can I find that introduction and another one, the same intro?
Okay, yeah, sure.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to know. So we're talking about pretty much a glib intro for another book, that would be in another book.
Right, and they deleted
the real
20-something pages of the real intro, which was very valuable data.
Which was important to the book.
Exactly.
I see.
So now here we have 2 things. I just want to get back to this. Policy written after Ron had died, and they allege that he did not write something that it was on the original. And as you can see, there's a lot of paragraphs that have been deleted.
Right.
But that's not all. There's more alterations here that I'd like to show you. This is a book called Scientology 08.
All right.
And this is same.
And again, I'm looking at the obvious.
Yes. I remember we used to buy these books in the 70s for $5. And again, by L. Ron Hubbard.
Right. By.
Right.
Keywords.
Copyrights here from 1950 to 1970. In other words, 20 years of publication of this book under the supervision of L. Ron Hubbard. Somebody told me the other day, well, they have to redo the books again. The Church of Scientology is republishing the books because they found a lot of alterations, blah, blah. And I said, you mean to tell me that Ron did not notice for 20 years that his books were altered?
Well, then how do you explain the Iliad and the Odyssey and War and Peace? I mean, how is it? He seemed to have stand by his own works for 20 years.
That's right. So here we have the same book, bigger, thicker.
And I notice it doesn't say by.
Doesn't say by. And then here we go. Not by L. Ron Hubbard. It says here British publication. Printed by British publication. And it says copyright 1988. Which this means is that it appears that it was first published in 1988 or this is a 98 version. It's not clear, in other words.
And I also see that it's published again by L. Ron Hubbard Library.
Yes, we will talk about that. That's more. At any rate, if you take a look at this book, here is logic number 4. It says a datum is a symbol of matter, energy, space, or time, or any combination, etc. Let's see what this one says about logic number 4.
Okay.
It says a datum is a facsimile of states of being, states of not being, actions or inactions. See for yourself.
Wait, but see, this is more. This is telling me more.
Well, it's telling you something completely different.
This is almost like looking at a wall, but this is telling me there's something around that wall.
Right. So now look at this. Just showing you the alteration. Now let's take.
That's a major alteration.
Definitely, but that's not all. There's more than that. Let me show you another one here. I'm looking for the axioms. Here we have axiom number 3, and hopefully here we have axiom number 3. It says here, space, energy, objects, form, and time are the result of considerations made and or agreed upon by the static and are perceived solely because the static considers that it can perceive them.
Okay, now I remember studying that.
But look at this. Space, energy, objects, form, and time are the result of considerations made and or agreed upon or not by the static. And then the rest is the same, but they took the word or not. In other words, it doesn't show that the person can agree or not on things.
That takes away a major part of that axiom.
Exactly.
In fact, they just rewrote the axiom completely.
You bet.
So in other words, what you're saying is either we agree, but there's nothing else, And
Right.
when in fact it says we have the right not to. We have
Right.
the ability not to agree, to not agree.
Exactly.
It's just that way. And that just took it away from me.
Now I want you to take
that sounds degrading.
Well, that's not all. Let me show you one more here. Same again, from the same book, the new version. And here is the version that was supervised by L. Ron Hubbard. I want you to read this and this section.
Well, everybody's done the Auditor Code. If you had to do any metering, you did it.
Just read that section.
Okay, the Auditor's Code AD 18.
And
So that
it's
would be
68.
18 years after the publishing of
Right.
Dianetics. In celebration of the 100% gains attainable by standard tech, I hereby promise as an auditor to follow the Auditor's Code.
Very good.
Okay.
So now, where is that here?
I hereby promise as an auditor to follow the Auditor's Code.
Right. They're not talking about 100% gains attainable by standard tech. And look at the date.
That had a date. That was 1968. And this doesn't tell me crap.
No.
Sorry, that's the only way, because you just took the flourish out of that promise, because it's saying that if I were to follow the tech as is standard, I get 100% gains. But this is, the other one is almost like a crapshoot in the wind. I don't know.
Right. And now there's a point here. It says, I promise to cooperate fully with the authorized organizations of Dianetics and Scientology in safeguarding the ethical use and practice of those subjects. Yet on this one, it says, I promise to cooperate fully with the legal, not authorized, legal organizations of Dianetics and Scientology as developed by L. Ron Hubbard.
So in other words, with this one, we're running the processes L. Ron Hubbard himself developed.
Right.
With this one, we're running the processes that who knows developed.
Exactly. So if you go nowadays, you go to the Church of Scientology.
I don't know if I'm getting standard tech.
Right. No, you do know. You are not getting standard tech. In other words, I came to Scientology to learn the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard.
Right.
This. And this is what people, they all come to Scientology to learn the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard. So in other
Absolutely.
words, people think that they are getting the works of L. Ron Hubbard, but they are not.
Wow.
Yes.
Hold on, I have to get around that one. Wow. So
when you get auditing there,
what am I getting?
you're not getting as developed by L. Ron Hubbard.
What am I gaining?
And you are not promised. Well, the tech is good and you might get some gains, but you're not getting 100% standard tech. And I'm going to tell you what you gain, okay? There's another reference.